Well, a very good evening to you and welcome to EBN Prime Edition. Today, the 10th of August, the year 2023. My name is Sammy Adika. Remember, you can get in touch with us through our socials at EBN TV and at Sammy Adika. And starting us off with Matters Dialogue, the Chief Executive Officer of the Music Copyright Society of Kenya, Dr. Ezekiel Mutua, has weighed in on the dialogue between the government and the opposition. In an exclusive interview with EBN TV, the former Film Classification Board boss has admitted that the talks are a positive step to put an end to the opposition's demonstrations that have been taking place. Mutua has also called on the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition leadership to learn from their mistakes and leave the government of the day to work for Kenyans.
This culture of thinking that we can be engaging into post-election conversations, I think it's a bad culture. And it all starts with us. We need to mature up and say, if Cynthia, you get a position, we support you. We accept you, because all of us cannot be president at the same time. There can only be one. Right now, and I'm not trying to please Caesar. The president of the Republic of Kenya is called Dr. William Samoei Ruto. I'm not saying it, I'm not looking for any favors. I'm just saying what it is. And I would like to tell that to my children and to anybody who I influence, my mentees, the people in my circles. We have no problem, and I wish everybody else can do that. We cannot go on like this. So, yes, it's good to talk. I'm very happy that people have come to the table. Let us discuss the cost of living, because that's what is hurting Kenyans, and contribute in enriching the agenda of the government to address that problem. Not about political positions, because we can't go on like that. If we build that culture, we will never, ever have somebody who sits in the office as a president for 5 years. So they'll be wasting time trying to buy cronies to surround them. But talking is good. Opening up the talks and going to Bomas and having the leaders sit together, but let the conversation be about the cost of living. And let them be honest. But let us progressively now move away from the culture of always petitioning and opposing the people who are in the government. You can keep them in check, but like Obama said, it is a tragedy to wish that your government fails. That is not patriotism. Patriotism is that you gotten it, yeah, I may have reservations about you got there, but you are there, and we'll support you and wish you well, and we wait. And capitalize on your mistakes. I wish Azimio could go back to the drawing board, capitalize on the mistakes of this current government, and raise their voices, let this government ignore, and then that becomes the platform against which they will remove it from power. But you can't interrupt their programs. Everybody should be given time to work and implement their policies, and then they are held to account at the end of the 5 years. So for me, good to talk, because it softens, it quells the tension. We were going in a bad way because of that culture. So really, you can't do business when police are throwing tear gas all over. I think to the extent that we are meeting, the leaders are meeting, and they have quelled the tension, I think that's a good thing. But I think going forward, all of us must buy into the culture of accepting the government of the day and supporting it. We don't have to buy into their agenda and their policies, no.
Well, right there is Dr. Ezekiel Mutua. Now, taking a look on the sugar crisis that is currently a debate in the country, Kenyans have been urged to tighten their belts as sugar prices are expected to skyrocket in days to come. With reports indicating decline in sugarcane production, several sugarcane milling companies in the western region have started closing down, a move that will greatly affect the sector. Victor Nzobeli with more details.
As sugar prices continue causing jitters amongst Kenyans, Western Kenya Sugar Company Chief External and Communications Officer George Muruli has emphasized on the need for policy adjustments to mitigate the adverse effects of faults within the sector, as closing down sugarcane milling companies will dearly cost Kenyans.
We as West Kenya, we want to suggest going forward and with the regulator that all the millers should invest in farmer support. You get your farmers, you contract them, and we have regulation that is enforceable. So I think the government, the regulator, should ensure that all millers are actually investing in farmer support.
Muruli has noted that sugarcane companies need to empower farmers to produce larger quantities of sugarcane instead of entirely focusing on minor yields.
And those millers who are not doing that, because that is the best business ethics, supporting the farmer. And that's why we've been having the whole thing being even politicized, whereby some millers will want to use politicians. They're supporting politicians, whereas we as West Kenya, we're supporting the farmers, and that is the way to go.
The effects of closing down these industries is said to have a great ripple effect extending to the employees of these companies, which will in turn affect the local economy heavily reliant on sugar companies' operations.
Why should you support a politician to agitate for you? Support the farmer so that at least you are pro-farmer, and that is what West Kenya, and that is the template that we want to encourage. And if all millers do that, then we shall have a sustained sugar sector in this country, and we shall not have this deficit that we are now experiencing.
Rafael Welimo, a farmer in Mumias, has urged the government to consider granting authority to sugar milling companies to import sugar in order to stabilize prices and support local producers.
Kwa sababu hao wangwana ambao huwa wameileta sukari hiyo huwa pia ni wale ambao wanaitwa sugar barons, and they determine the value of our sugar cane. Sisi tunaogopa kwamba hata baada ya wakati ambapo utakaokuwa tumeanza kusiaga miwa yetu ambayo sasa sahizi inakomaa, bei ya miwa yetu itakuwa imepungua zaidi.
Reporting for EBN TV, my name is Victor Enzobeli.
Well, many thanks, Victor Enzobeli, with the report. And as a way of reducing unemployment in the country, the National Industrial Training Authority, NITA, has partnered with the Technical Vocational Education Training Institutions, TVETs, to equip the youth with the necessary skills needed in the country's labor market. And this report, or rather these targets, to encourage creativity and innovation among the youth, as this is central to the new curriculum.
This August, we have got 1,430 students who are sitting trade test exams. Here in Nakuru, we have got 626 candidates in 21 centers. A master's certificate MCP, 11 candidates. Skill development is crucial for development, for individual, society, and national to succeed in fostering today's rapidly changing world. The skill development and transformation is crucial for our country, economic growth and development. It has been identified as one of the key drivers for the employment opportunity in our country. The country's skill ecosystem focus on producing skilled labor that will join job market. As NITA, our major aim is to train our youth right from grade standard 8 up to postgraduates so that they can get a skill that can assist them to start their own businesses, at the same time can be employed. This is where the bottom-up economy is. Any student that leaves the industrial training in this country, automatically they are employed 95%, because they use their fine motor and their skill to do an activity that will give them bread and assist themselves and their families. Turn is even superseding what we export outside. So I urge Kenyans, irrespective of wherever they are in this country, to take students, I mean their children or their boys and girls, to come and get a skill from NITA. That is why we are opening up institutions all over the country, so that our youth can be able to get skill training that will assist them in the job market.
Well, and heading to West Pokot County, Deborah Chepogisio, a KCPE candidate at St. Paul Caron Boarding and Primary School in Katerengan Village, Nakuyen sublocation in Kacheliba, West Pokot County, is now fighting for her life after developing a heart illness that has seen her live in worry for the last 2 years. Belinda William tells us of Deborah's plight in her quest to seek medication.
13-year-old Deborah Chepogisio, under her grandmother's care, was forced to stay away from school since the beginning of this year, in spite of her being a KCP candidate. Her illness is said to have started as chest problems, and after receiving treatment at a health center, the problem persisted.
Sasa nilikuwa naendea shule day. Nikifika shule nilikuwa nachoka sana. Sasa hatukuwa najua ni nini. Ndugu yangu alinipeleka hospitali na wakapima. Walikuwa nadhani kifua, wakanidungia dawa ya pneumonia. Mpaka 2022 ndo wakapima sasa wakajua kumbe ni.
Expressing hopelessness, Deborah is now calling on West Pokot Governor Simon Kachapin and other well-wishers to help her raise her 2 million medical bill and lead a normal life just like her peers.
Tushinda sasa tunafanyaje? Ndio tunaomba sana msaada mtusaidie. Hata kwa shule sikusoma term 1 na term 2 na niko class 8. Sijui nitafanya nini, mnisaidie. Kanda ya barabara hii shamba kidogo ya kogo. Sisi hatuna shamba, gogo ndo ananishughulikia kila kitu.
Deborah's grandmother, who's been left taking care of her grandchildren after Deborah's father sank into drunkenness, is pleading for help to restore smile on their face.
Mimi anachanga tu yeye akasema mimi nashukuru kwa sababu kama miko mtu unachengea mimi hata watu hii kijiji hii yote najua mimi iko peke yangu. Na mimi sina yochote basi da hii mtoto. Na kama baba yake hakuna hapa, hakuna baba yake hata kiona yeye hakuna kitu unatoa. Baba yake tu ni baba yake. Hata saa hii kimwambia kipigia simu bali iko sijui Uganda, Garata wapi.
St. Paul Caron Boarding and Primary School head teacher Dina Lonyangapoy says the girl needs urgent need as Deborah has a promising future and it's devastating to see her almost giving up.
I wish to seek help, especially to any donor, any well-wisher that can help the girl be in school, get well, because the child really cries when she's in school, and also the crying has affected the other learners. So I am appealing to anyone that can help Deborah. I know we normally say that when we are together we can solve problems.
Topoyowo Affinity Youth Organization Treasurer Joseph Sarich, an organization that advocates for the rights of young people in the area, has called on the area MP Titus Loti to move with speed and rescue the girl, noting that the only way to empower Pokot community is through education.
Amekuwa ameshughulika sana kwa huyu mtoto na wale watoto wake, kwa sababu unapata zingine kama mwaka jana kuna watoto walifanya form 4 wasichana wawili na walipita vizuri, lakini kwa sababu ile uwezo pia ya kwamba hawana pesa ya kupeleka hao university, ilibidi hao watoto wako sasa nyumbani, na huyu mwingine tena hako hapa kwa shida ya ugonjwa. So unapata ya kwamba kuna changamoto nyingi sana kwa hii familia.
Reporting for EBN, my name is Belinda William.
Well, we do hope that Deborah Chepogiso right there from West Pokot County will get assistance and also medical treatment just to kickstart her life like any other teenager with dreams and ambitions to break through in life. Now, moving to Siaya County, the government has announced plans to do a facelift of Siaya County by launching affordable housing projects in the county and resuscitating the stalled projects under the Kenya Urban Support Programs. Speaking during an assessment visit to the county, the Chief Superintending Architect, State Department of Housing and Urban Development, Moses Makogweno, has noted that they seek to work on their drawings and designs of the projects with a view to tender and kickstart their implementation.
There's a design for a ground plus 9 floors site has been set aside, 5 acres, that is supposed to do for the first phase. Is at least 200 units. And we've come up with a prototype design for 6 units, for per floor. So it means that doing 9 floors, 10 floors, that is grounded plus 9 floors. Those are 10 levels. You're going to end up with 60 units per block. So for the first phase, we will have at least 4 blocks. That should give us 240 units of different typologies. We have 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms. We have 1 bedroom and bedsitter as hybrids in those units. So that is the first assignment. The second one is on the municipal market. The site is at Siaya, within the municipality. We already had a design that was developed by us some time back. I also understand there are other designs that have been done by the country.
Largely funding the bus park as an integral part of the whole development.
What I was also thinking is that however much we are going to design these markets, we should do markets. It is like a model. So that we don't only work on one area and leave others. There are moments that a market has a lot of things that really needs to be done, like drainage, roads, a lot of inlets.
Well, and still in Siaya County, families of 3 youth who have recently subjected to mob justice for allegedly being behind cases of insecurity in Kakumba village in Ugenya, Siaya County, are appealing to the government to bring to book the area MCA who they accuse of handing them to the public for a beating. The families of James Ouma, Samuel Ouma and Israel Owino are pointing an accusing finger at the North Ugenya member of County Assembly Ben Adala and one of his supporters of capturing the trio and handing them over to mob at the Sega border stage where they were assaulted.
Mimi ndiye mama ya mtoto mwenye ako hospitali. Kwa majina anaitwa Israel Owino. Mimi au watoto walirudi hapa. Huyo mtoto wangu alirudi hapa kwa boma, alikwenda Nairobi. Sasa alirudi nikitaka kujenga. Alirudi on Saturday. Kifika Thursday ndio nilijenga. Kijenga Thursday, ilifika Saturday jioni. Siku hiyo tuliboma nyumba na huyo mtoto alikuwa ananisaidia kuleta maji mpaka jioni. Tukishamaliza akatoka kaenda kwa center Obuagore. Ufika huko dakika kidogo, mimi pia nikimfuata, nilienda kutoa pesa kwa M-Pesa, sikujua chochote chenye ilikuwa inaendelea. Kufika huko Obuagore nikapata kama watu wamejazana na sikujua nini inatendeka Obuagore. Nikaenda tu kwa duka nikatoa pesa kabla message ijarudi. Nikaona Amilo wakibeba mtoto wangu wakimweka kwa pikipiki na vijana wengine wenye wamebeba marungu. Hao wa pikipiki zilikuwa pikipiki 3. Hizo pikipiki zikienda, huyu Amilo akibaki kama amesimama hapo. Nikatoka kwa duka kama sijachukua pesa. Nikaenda kwa Amilo nikamuuliza, Amilo, kwani ni nini inatendeka hapo Bogre? Juu nimeona mtoto wangu mkibeba mkieka kwa pikipiki. Na Amilo aliniambia, hao watoto wenu wakuna kichwa ngumu sana, wanaweza piga polisi. Nikageuka, nikaenda kwa duka, nikachukua pesa yenye nilikuwa nimeenda kutoa, juu nilikuwa na wenye walinisaidia walikuwa wanataka pesa. Nikawawacha huko kama huyo mtoto washaenda na yeye na kijana wangu mkubwa ako huko. Mimi nimeomba serikali atusaidie sisi wazazi wao watoto hatuwezi. Au sasa huyu mtoto wangu mkubwa kazi yake imeisha juu sababu alirudi eti anamaliza siku 3 na anarudi kwa kazi. Sasa yeye ndiye kuna mwenzake kwa hospitali. Sasa kazi yake imeisha, vile nitatoa mtoto wangu kwa hospitali sijui vile nitapata pesa ya bili.
Now moving to the western region, residents of Lurambi who use the road from Lurambi to Bungoma town through Navaholo in Kakamega County are complaining about the poor state of the road. Navaholo Member of Parliament Emmanuel Wangwe has however assured them that the road will be repaired by a contractor in the next 3 weeks. Speaking at the funeral of Mama Mary Njeri Mbogo in the Ingotse area within his sub-county, the Member of Parliament explained that the construction work that was going on with the contractor had already been stopped due to negligence.
Jambo linalo nishangaza, sijui kama wabunge wameweka hii barabara iwapatie kura, kwa sababu anasema mkinipitisha hii barabara itamaliza mwaka moja kama sijaimaliza. Mkinipitisha, munipatie tu mwezi moja nitaipitisha. Kama sijasahau, rais wetu alisema hii barabara inaanza kutengenezwa kutoka Navaholo mpaka Lurambi. Iende mpaka iungane na ya Bungoma. Wabunge wameshafika katika bunge, wamesahau kumkumbusha rais. Rais wetu hawezi kumbuka kila kitu. Ni mtu sasa anasimamia dunia, nchi nzima. Hawezi kumbuka kila kitu. Hawa wabunge wetu ambaye ninaye kama mheshimiwa wangu, Bishop Hamala, ni mtu ambaye ametembea nchi za ngambo, anaelewa barabara za ngambo zinakaa namna gani. Ameishi kimaisha ya kiulaya. Gari zetu zinaumia kwa hii barabara, sipea kila siku.
Hii barabara nimekuwa nikisikia kutoka kitambo imewekwa lami. Juzi wakati mheshimiwa William Samuel Ruto na mheshimiwa Uhuru Kenyatta walichukua kiti, walianzisha project ya hii barabara. Hata mheshimiwa rais mwenyewe anaijua barabara ya Lurambi Musikoma, alikuwa ameitaja tayari kutoka kitambo na inasemekana hata imeisha. Lakini barabara yenyewe ukiangalia vile inakaa, ni barabara iko na shida mingi sana. Wasafiri wa hii barabara wanapatana na changamoto sana. Daraja zenye ziko kwa hii barabara yote kutoka Lurambi mpaka Bungoma ni barabara zile zilikuwa za kitambo, barabara inayopitisha gari moja.
In the next 2 weeks itakamilishwa. Hiyo haitakuwa kutamak, itakuwa ku make sure kwamba hiyo barabara imewekwa maram ya kutoka Shikoti ifike Nambacha, itoke Dorof mpaka Bungoma, so that watu wapite kwa rough road vile tunatembea kwa hizi barabara zingine. Meanwhile wanamalizia tendering process ya kuja kuweka lami officially.
Well, the first alcohol, drug and substance abuse screening exercise under the office of the spouse of the Deputy President, which took place at the Riruta Stadium in Dagoretti constituency, Nairobi County, attracted approximately 700 participants, as well as partners from the medical sector, psychologists, counselors, and volunteers from the church and community, demonstrating the dire need to fight drug abuse in the nation. The Director of Strategic Partnership and Resource Mobilization, Wairimu Wanjaiya, has said the vision of Deputy President's spouse, Dorcas Rigathi, is to see productive boys and men out of the drug menace, earning an income, supporting their families, and engaging positively in the community and at the national level.
So this is such a big step forward, starting here today. You will see us back here and in other places in Nairobi doing the same, and then transitioning to the next step. All we want is to see productive boys and men who have gotten out of this menace and are now earning income for themselves and supporting their families and engaging positively in the community, and then at national level, we are all winning. Is that correct? So that is the broad plan. Just to paint a picture, this is not an event. This is a journey. It's a process that we are beginning.
We have been able, through a whole battery of counselors and psychiatrists, who have been able to sit down and have a one-on-one engagement with the lovely gentlemen, being able to take them through what are their various initiatives that they have taken towards maybe trying to understand what they're going through. It has been great engagements, even as the dear counselors have been able to screen. And through that screening, we realized that for the 2 days, about 90% are at dependency and 10% are not on that side. Need a collaborative approach. It has to be the national government, it has to be private sector. It has to be community involvement, because for us to be able to beat this particular issue, we need to work hand in hand.
Well, John Kiarie, one of the beneficiaries of the program, said the Boy Child program targeting those with addictions will serve many young men in the streets who are under the influence of drugs.
About 80% of those who we have screened are at dependent level, meaning they need more of intervention. Actually, we need to do admissions to some of them, and we also need to do some fasting to some of those people who are not who have not gone deeply into addiction.
Tumetibu watu wengi wa madawa, hata mimi nilikuwa mmoja wao, lakini nikakuja nikareform. Sasa mimi siwezi taka vijana wapotelee mtaani, juu siwezi taka kuona kijana akipotelea mtaani, na hapo ndio nimepitia.
Well, that right there marks the end of EBN Prime Edition tonight on Thursday, the 10th of August of the year 2023. Many thanks for tuning in. Remember to join Cynthia Nanjala tomorrow morning on EBN right there, to where she will be informing you about different issues that are making headlines tonight, including Dr. Ezekiel Mutua's Dr. Ezekiel Mutua's thought on the bipartisan talks, and also the dialogue that is currently taking place, and his call to the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition to consider giving the government a chance to work for Kenyans for the remaining period. Well, have yourselves a beautiful night. Till tomorrow, my name is Sammy Adika.